Hey, HBCUbiz family, and hey, if you're not part of the family, yes, you are. Hey, we got a big extended family. We find new family members every day as we grow this HBCUbiz community. Before I introduce my guest, I'm often asked this question: Howard, do I have to be? Did I have to go to an HBCU to be part of the family? No. That's the great thing about our family. Yes, we are HBCU centric, but we welcome all. Just like that campus you went on, if you go to an HBCU game, half of the people did not attend the school, and they really buy into and understand what HBCUs do for our community and for our people. So, I want to challenge you to think about it for yourself. What will you do to grow this summer? That's right, grow this summer, and that's what the Summer Growth Summit is about. And I want to introduce my guest, Carl Scott. As you see on the screen, it said Carl S. That's Carl Scott Jr. if you're looking him up on his social throughout. But Carl, welcome to HBCU Biz. Thanks a lot for being part of the community, an active part of the community, which you've been over the past few months of our startup.
Yes, indeed. I'm glad to be here, Howard. You all doing some fantastic things in the community. And I know that HBCUbiz continues to enhance and just add value, and definitely glad to be a part of it.
And that's the key thing is that we wanted to really add value to people, because here we are at the second half. You're at PV, and we're a basketball player, and so at halftime, the coach made some adjustments. Sometimes they were put politely. And other times he probably has some choice words to help you refocus.
Right.
How important were those adjustments being made at halftime?
Oh, hugely. You had to be able to pivot, move, and adjust at whim. And that's everything in anything that it's about, is being able to adjust when it calls for it. And I think Howard, one of the most important things though is knowing when to do it, though, right? And looking at and getting the signals and noticing those signals and being able to pivot and make those moves.
Carl, that's why I'm excited about what you're going to bring to the table, and not only you, but the other, 6 speakers that we have, and myself. I'm going to focus on that 91-day game plan, is what we call it. Every 90, basically every quarter, having a game plan for the quarter. And so, when you're talking about is those 4 steps, those 4 keys to building relationships. But really, when I distilled it down, and I've heard your training and been part of it, is really helping people maximize that marketing conversation.
That's
share
right.
A little bit about that process of what you're going to share on Thursday at the HBCUbiz Summer Growth Summit.
Yeah, what we're going to do, Howard, is we're going to share some strategies, some techniques that have to do with how to brand and market on social media, get your presence out there, but also how to do it more effectively, make it efficient as far as time is concerned. So many of us are looking for ways to build our business online, but we have limited time. And be able to kind of share some techniques and some strategies that will allow you to be able to expedite the time it takes to get your social media and your brand out there. And then also I got some really exciting strategies that really want to talk and discuss. Howard, I've hinted on them a couple of with Howard before, but these strategies, guys, they're exciting because they really get you thinking about how important it is to build that relationship with those key individuals, your target audience, but also the heart of the training, Howard, has to do with the logistical path that your customer takes to find you on social media. And we're going to discuss that in depth. What path do they take? Because see, when you're targeting customers online, your target audience online, there is, you want to make sure that you know where they are and what path they take to find you. And if you can get in front of that audience, hey guys, the game is yours.
I'm gonna say the same thing I did. David Tyson, who's going to be sharing more from a sales standpoint. I challenge a person listening. I said, hey, identify 10, 20, if you're real bold, of your ideal people you want to develop that relationship. Have those names in that business written out. So now when you sit in Carl's training, guess what? You're very intentional. You're very focused on applying these principles that he's going to teach and share, because that's the one thing I know Carl's going to do, as well as our other trainers. They're going to give you some things that you can utilize immediately. So just talk about one of those things that people will be able to implement immediately, Carl.
One of those things you'll be able to implement immediately, like literally right after you get off of the workshop, is you'll have a mastery of what do I do with reviews? That's one of the strategies that we go over, and how to make reviews work for my business. How do I get in front of my audience? And then how do I communicate with that audience? And then turn those people into clients for my business. So you'll be able to take this strategy and utilize it as soon as the workshop is over.
Man, I'm excited about it for myself, and just sitting in. That's one thing about it. I told my team already. I said I'm not going to be able to attend all the workshops. So that Friday, I said, hey guys, we got to have the replays up so I can go in and spend the weekend studying and learning from all the great trainers and so forth. Carl, if you would just share one success story of someone who sat through these principles and, maybe earlier this year, and now they're really implementing them and have seen a difference in their business.
Yeah, definitely. A gentleman that is upstate well, actually all the way up north. He's in Canada. And
chaps, Dr. Gabota there.
All the way in Toronto. And this gentleman is in the energy business. He's been able to take this concept that we talk about with reviews and some of the other techniques, and has been able to start getting more clients ringing his phone, as well as getting text alerts on his phone. And so the great thing about that is that before we started, working together with this student, he was pretty much just throwing anything to the wall he could to see what would stick and see if he could bring clientele in, right? And Howard, I think some of us have all done that at one time or another, right? And once he found a particular path to take with his marketing, he began to have a little bit more what we call tunnel vision, and focusing more on some of the concepts that we talked about. And I'm gonna tell you, it's funny because we've had conversations where, hey, this is working for me. And man, when I'm getting these calls sometimes, we say, hey, you're the only one out there that had a way for me to connect with you. I love it. And so really good stuff like that. And we got countless other students that are starting to use the concepts and strategies that we talk about in this workshop.
No, definitely. And that is, you made me think about some things, and we were just literally before talking about some tools that allow people to easily connect with you. And, I think we're going to put a couple of those in the toolbox that we're going to have over there for people to go to our tool time. And so, but that is so key to make it easy and identify that target. First of all, identifying your target. And I love the way you said your tunnel vision. And, Carl, I use an analogy with the dartboard. I tell people, I say, when you play darts, you throw at the bullseye. That's your target market. But you're still going to score when you hit the board. And so, you don't score as high. And that's the way business is. I mean, you got this ideal target market. I don't care who you are. You may not know it, but you got it. And you got to figure it out. And then so now when you hit the bullseye, yeah, you get the 100, but you still may get 50 when you get someone else that's not your ideal client. And so that tunnel vision really, to me, is something that's so powerful because once you know what to say yes to, then you know everything else to say no to.
That's right. And as you know, in business, we get distracted by so many things, Howard. So the more, you know, and marketing is one of our main focal points that we need to be productive at, right? So, you know, it's about time management and cutting down the time. But if you have certain strategies that help you to get from A to Z a whole lot quicker, right, than taking the long path. And so I think that's hugely important.
So we're excited about it. You know, make sure you join us on the 29th of July. It's in the afternoon. So just take a half a day to really focus on growing yourself, you know, making that adjustment, you know, bring your plan from the first half with you. And then we're going to help you make a few small tweaks, a few small tweaks. And when you make those changes and adjustments, guess what? You're going to be ready to sprint and win your next quarter, win the second half of the year. A lot like Coach probably had you guys coming out and reminding you, hey, if you don't run the game plan, you don't make these changes, practice Monday won't be nice, guys. It won't be nice. I practice in the morning sometimes on a Saturday night, and knowing that you're going to have to go hard on Sunday.
Hard in the paint.
You know, I can only imagine how that was for you. But no, Carl, thanks a lot for hopping on. But more importantly, guys, ladies and gents, please, you know, follow up and join, and then share. You know, sharing is caring. One of the things that we always say is that you don't want to grow alone. You know, you got to have 2 or 3 growth buddies, people that are consuming and growing, because you're going to help each other grow faster and quicker by there. And then plus, if you're not helping your group grow and all of a sudden you come back with all this stuff, they're going to be looking at you strange. They're going to be like, man, hold up. What kind of stuff are you talking about?
That's right.
Get this stuff at. So I challenge you to first join us. Go ahead and register. Click the link, register. There's special pricing there available for you. And then 2, show up. Show up with intentions. You know, show up with your game plan right there. Show up with intentions. So, Carl, as we close out, any last words you want to share? Words of inspiration, but more so words that will help people implement. So I call it words of implementation.
Yeah, you know, keep in mind that when you are marketing your business, you want to keep reciprocity in mind. This is a world of giving, you shall receive, and that requires patience in marketing. And when you do that, you put others first.
Yeah.
Make sure that your client, you know, it's all about them. It's not about you. It's not an I mentality. It's a we mentality. How are you going to grow your client with a we mentality? And so when you do that, you're planting the positive seeds, and those are going to come back to reap large rewards for you and your business. And just go out and be a better person. That's what I always say. You know, give, you'll receive, reciprocity. Let's grow together. Let's make it happen. It's we.
That is it. You know, flip that M to a W and make it we versus me. And when you do that, you're definitely on purpose, our own path, as we call it, purpose aligned towards helping, because your business is in business to solve problems for others. And as Carl said, reciprocity, give, it will be given back to you. Press down. We'll say that for another message, but
that's right.
It may not come from the person that you gave to, but guess what? If you keep giving, it will happen. So we look forward to seeing you at the HBCUbiz Summer Growth Summit, and Carl is going to be sharing and teaching along 5 other trainers and teachers, and myself. I'm going to actually be pouring out some good stuff, some new stuff that we've been working on. Same stuff, but just helping people implement it better, because that's my key thing is, how do you move from ideas and information to implementation? Because it's when you implement is when you get impact and income. All right, keep that in mind. Impact and income is what we are seeking in this world. So Carl, hey, go out and have an awesome week. We look forward to seeing you on Thursday and being part of the HBCUbiz Growth Summit, and we shall see you there.
See you there. I appreciate it, Howard. God bless one.